Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm very excited for today's reading today. If you don't know me, my name is Alex. We're doing an NCT 127 member check-in. This was requested, but you guys know this is my group. This is my group. I always say, oh, I'm not an expert on this group. I know what this group is up to. I know what they're doing. Do I? See, now I think about it, there's so many people in NCT. I mean, I know we're doing just 127 today, but there's so many. Okay, anyway, maybe I'm not an expert. Now I'm like, ooh, that's a big claim. Maybe I don't know everything. Anyway, we're gonna go from youngest to oldest. Usually people go from oldest to youngest. I'm gonna start with Haechan. So it was so funny. Like, I was like writing the list out and I was like trying to remember everyone's birthdays. Like, I know, like, generally speaking, like how old everyone is, but then I was like, okay, Jaehyun was born in Jaehyun's I think 2 years younger than me. Okay, Jungwoo, I think Jungwoo's 3 years younger than me. So anyway, we're gonna start with the group as a whole just to see what the vibe is for them in general. Also, there might be like a weird pause in the middle of this video. My computer is very odd. Not odd, I think it has to do with the internet here at my office. I can't always download like huge files, so I have to split everything in two. So if there's like weird editing in the middle of it, that's why. It's a whole thing. It's a whole like Google Drive network issue thing, and I'm not tech savvy, so it's a whole thing. So anyway. Oh, okay. Hello? This is NCT as a whole. Or 127 as a whole. Kind of feels like the end of a storm. Like, you know when you have like a hurricane and then the hurricane is done and like everything is destroyed, but at least the hurricane is gone and there's a rainbow. Everything in this video is alleged and for entertainment purposes only. So the Knight of Swords coming out as a challenge, which is like not really knowing what to say. This is an odd energy to pick up on. I'm confused. What are you guys going through? The Well in the reverse is not a very nurturing energy. The Hangman is a pause, and the Ten of Pentacles is some sort of empire. I feel like they're kind of in like a paralysis right now. The Hangman always comes out for K-pop groups. It's odd. Maybe I should look more into that. I'm gonna write that down. Write that down. Hanged Man reading. Okay. K-pop, because I'll probably forget why I wrote that down. Okay. Everything feels like it's on pause, which makes sense. I mean, Taeyong just came back. TY just came back. Jaehyun comes back in a couple months, but Jungwoo and Doyoung just left for the military. So everything being on pause makes sense to me. There's something off. Okay, the Devil reversed. This is kind of why I feel like it's the calm after the storm, or not even the calm before the storm. It's like the calm after. I'm getting this image of, have you guys seen the movie Twisters? Or Twister, or fucking whatever. The one from a long time ago, not the one with the white man. What is his name? I'm sorry, I don't remember his name. Not the newer one, but there's this scene in the first movie where they like tie themselves to like this pipe system that's like deeply like embedded into the ground, and then they're in the middle of the twister and they're all like in the middle of the twister. That's kind of how I feel like NCT 127 was operating for a while. Which makes sense. They've had a lot of shit happen. You guys know everyone in NCT, we're all firefighters. We're always trying to put out fires. We've all been locked up in the NCT jail a couple of times. I'm currently locked up in the NCT psych ward. Like, lots of stuff going down in NCT all the time. The tail situation happened. I feel like we're still kind of dealing with it because every once in a while we get an update and it's just a reminder of like how horrible that whole thing. I'm not scared to talk about it. As an NCT fan, I'm not fucking scared to, people like to tiptoe around. I'm not scared to talk about it. You know what I mean? I wish they weren't scared to talk about it either. I would imagine that they're very uncomfortable talking about it, but like, I just feel like it's a huge elephant in the room for a lot of them. And I'm not saying that they don't talk about it. I'm not saying that like, yeah, I'm not trying to say anything negative because I don't even know how I would deal with something like that. But again, it does. It feels like an elephant in the room. Anyway, the Three of Wands is about expansion. This is like letting go of like toxic habits. This feels like a new beginning for them, but something kind of feels like it's on pause. You know, after a major natural disaster, there is a cleanup period. So it kind of feels like we're in like the cleanup period for 127, which is an interesting energy to pick up on. I don't know if they would feel the same way. They're probably, if they watch this, they're like, what the fuck is she talking about? Pisces and Capricorn here. Okay, let's get into like the member check-ins. I'm gonna start, I guess, the oldest. So let's start with Haechan. Haechan's album was so good, dude. I was like, oh, this is so good. I like all of their solo albums, but Haechan's comes to mind a lot because his is the most recent. I think Doyoung had some music too, but yeah, Doyoung's music is really good too. Okay, I could go on and on about this group. Their music is fire. Okay. Haechan. Ooh. Ooh. Is Dream going on tour? Someone let me know. I don't know. I feel like honestly, Dream's always on tour. Are they on tour right now? Hold on. Is Dream on tour? No, they're not. Are they? Are they? Oops. I said, is NCT Dream? And I didn't put on tour. They are. They are on tour. Okay. When are they not on tour? That's why I ask, because I'm like, are they ever not on tour? Maybe that's a better, I should have phrased it that way. Are they not on tour? This to me looks like tour. Okay. The overall energy is the Ace of Cups and the Two of Wands. Haechan to me looks like he's very excited to be traveling. So I don't really know what that's about. Maybe there's something about being on tour that he just like, I don't keep up with a lot of Dreams content. Again, the one group that I like really keep up with the content, like watch the YouTube videos of, the 127. I don't keep up with the Dream content, so I'm not like, anyway, this is my group. Not an expert. I don't want to say I'm like not an expert because I know a lot more about all the NCT units than I do. But what I'm saying is that like there may be some stuff that I'm missing about Dream and Wavy and Wish, especially Wish. They're a lot younger than me, so I feel kind of weird like standing them. Their music is good, but I feel kind of weird because they're a lot younger than me. Okay, so Haechan, we have the Temperance, the Two of Swords reverse, the Nine of Wands, Four of Swords, and the Hermit in the reverse. There's this weird conflicting energy here of like, I love to be on tour, but I also am very uncomfortable. So this is conflicting. Allegedly. Is this a Sasang thing? Is that what's happening? Is that what's happening here? This is, okay, Sagittarius energy, that's more travel. So this is patience, from patience, divine timing, tough decisions, fighting for something, rest and healing, and then getting out of your comfort zone, feeling a little bit uncomfortable. There's a conflicting energy here with Haechan. I feel like he is appreciative of his opportunities and he's appreciative of his career, but he feels very tired to me, which wouldn't surprise me. Him and Mark are very much overworked in my opinion. So this doesn't really surprise me. This is coming up. There's also a lot of like underlying reasons why he's so tired. It's not just because he's in the practice room 24/7 or because he's on tour 24/7. Like there's other reasons here too. Like he kind of just wants a break. There's a lot of energy here when it comes to travel. The Hermit to me feels like, the Hermit and the Four Swords kind of feel like vacation vibes to me. Like I need to go to like the middle of nowhere, to like a Japanese onsen in like the middle of nowhere where no one can find me. And it's 500 years old and nobody knows that this is here. Like, I feel like he needs that. I feel like he needs to go and do that. So I feel kind of bad for him, but there's also an energy of him being very appreciative. It's like he likes to be there, but he also like he needs to be replenished in some sort of way. And I feel like there's an energy here of him not really knowing how to ask for that. Like he's kind of just like waiting for someone to give him permission to like go on vacation or something, or maybe go on like a bigger vacation, and no one's really doing that. So my advice to him would be to really advocate for himself if he can. And when it comes to K-pop, I don't know how that works. Like I think we're all kind of under the assumption that like these idols are just like overworked and they can't really do anything that they want to do. He's very well established in this industry, so I don't know how much push or pull he has. I keep smelling cereal. What is that about? Maybe someone's eating cereal in the hallway. I don't know what that's about. I keep smelling like, what am I smelling? It's like, is it Fruit Loops or something? That's crazy. Why am I smelling that? Okay, Virgo, Sagittarius here. That's Haechan. Okay. Not one card. Yeah, played out. Come on, guys. He's tired. He's exhausted. Okay. Allegedly. Aw, Haechan. The only Gemini man I'll defend. Okay. Marquise. Mark has been under fire a little bit. People aren't too happy with him doing that ad with McDonald's, so he's been Mark stands have been a little quiet. Oh. Oh. Okay, he got the Hermit too. Okay, interesting that I bring up like the McDonald's thing. We have the Knight of Cups in reverse here, which is rejection, and then we have Page of Cups reverse, which is a creative block. Lots of water coming out for him, lots of Cancer. I think that even if Mark is like the nicest guy in the world, which he seems really nice, he seems really sweet, he seems really nice, seems really goofy, there is an energy here where like he is very used to being kind of like very respected in the industry, and I don't think that's coming from a cocky place. I think that he's earned it and he knows that he like deserves that recognition because he earned it. But it's odd for him to experience this kind of like mass rejection. I don't think he's used to that at all. Two of Cups and the Emperor, I think he's used to being like this with the public. He's also like, Like he's very religious, he's very Christian, right? So I think that there is this kind of innocence that has been associated with him, and right now that innocence has kind of dissipated a little bit with the whole McDonald's thing, possibly, and the other things that he's possibly been criticized for. I'm not saying that anyone's wrong for criticizing him. I'm personally kind of skeptical when it comes to like any idols doing ads with anybody, because I'm like, did they choose to do that? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Do I wish Mark would have not done the ad with McDonald's? Of course I wish that. But I also am like aware enough to know that he may not have had control over the ads that he does, even with all of the influence that he has in the industry. We don't know. We don't know. And they don't fucking say anything. So they don't ever come out and say, oh yeah, I chose to do that. I chose to do this. So, oh, maybe he did and I just like didn't, maybe I haven't seen it. I don't know. So if he did say that, let me know. Point me in the right direction so I can go see him say that he chose to do an ad with McDonald's. Like, I'm not trying. Anyway, don't come for me. So this to me looks like him. He's used to being kind of like on top with the Emperor here. And the Two of Cups is like that public like affection that everyone has for him. And again, like innocence, that's a very like conservative trait, I would say. And that works really well for him, especially in Korea. And now it's kind of, I think people are starting to see that maybe he's not super innocent. I'm not saying he is or isn't, but that's kind of the vibe he's picking up on. Like, oh, maybe people think that I'm not who I've been portraying myself to be. And I think he's trying to process that. So I'm saying, you know that clip of Johnny being like, oh yes, process that. Okay, so this is rejection, and then the Hermit is kind of going quiet. So I think he's been doing a lot of reflecting. Again, I feel like they're not really allowed to come out and be like, I feel like he's probably not allowed to come out and be like, sorry for participating with McDonald's. If he has apologized for it, I guess I just haven't seen it. But contractually, I would imagine that he can't do that. So I don't know. I don't know how that works. Again, if he has like come out and said anything about it and I just haven't seen it, like please let me know. Let me know in the comments. Okay. Chariot in the reverse. This is, why did my voice do that? I sounded like I was in a video game. Chariot in the reverse and the Page of Cups in the reverse. This is a creative block, and this is like being stuck in the middle of the road. So feels a little bit stuck. I don't think that he's used to this kind of rejection. It's really throwing him off. He's taking it really hard, allegedly. Or he has been taking it really hard. So again, I don't want it to seem like it's coming from a place of like, he had the biggest ego and he thought he was the best person ever in K-pop. I don't get that vibe from him. And I'm not just saying that because I'm an NCT stan. This is very watery. This is very emotional. It's hard to be rejected by a bunch of people who like were in love with you yesterday. So I don't know. He's reflecting a lot on it, but it is, I kind of see it affecting his work a little bit. So let's kind of check in with him. Cancer and Virgo coming out for him. Love triangle. Yeah. It feels like a relationship betrayal almost to him. Like he feels like he's having a breakup. And that's kind of why I was like at the beginning of his poll, because this is very relationship-y. But I always set the intention to not pull on their relationships. If I see it, I'll kind of say something about it, but like, I don't know, he could be getting rejected by a woman or a man behind the scenes. I don't fucking know. But you guys know I don't talk about their personal lives like that. But love triangle, this to me feels like him and McDonald's and then his fans. Like, it's like he doesn't really know who he isn't. Yeah, it just feels like a mess. It feels like a mess. He feels like it feels like cheating, honestly. Oh, we have Aries here as well. Okay. Well, okay, Marquise. My advice for him would be to do what he feels is right. You know, don't try to satisfy everyone. You know, if you you want to do a McDonald's ad and you believe in McDonald's, me personally, like, if you are a piece of shit, I need you to be a piece of shit out loud. I'm not saying Mark is a piece of shit. I'm saying personally, like, if you're a piece of shit, I need you to do that out loud. I don't want you to fake it. I want you to be yourself. I want you to be yourself. So if Mark doesn't agree with McDonald's, he should fight to not do McDonald's ads if he can. Again, this is K-pop. I don't know how much control he has. So he may not have any control at all. But, you know, if he loves McDonald's, then he needs to stand 10 toes down so that he can go perform for the audiences and make content and music for the audiences that want to support him, so that he's not so stressed out about satisfying everyone. You know, be yourself regardless of who hates you or loves you. It's tough. That's a tough piece of advice to take in the K-pop industry, because you're just like, you're pressured to satisfy everyone. So, okay, who's next? Who's next? Jungwoo. Mr. Man is in the military. Whoa. Oh, there's third party energy here for him. Okay. I don't know what you guys saw when he did his solo. I was seeing people hate on his song. I don't know if you guys saw that. Sometimes we see different things in the comments, you know what I'm saying? That's a whole other reading in and of itself, but that's like a propaganda reading that has nothing to do with NCT. Like, I don't know what you guys saw. I saw a lot of judgment. I liked the song. I don't know. If you didn't like the song, that's like, I'm not gonna hate on you for that. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Who am I to tell you, oh, you need to love it? You don't have to like everything that they put out. I personally really liked it. This is gossip. This combo here, Three of Cups reverse and the Knight of Swords. This is gossip. Lots of gossip. Judgment reverse is like he feels harshly judged. Three of Pentacles reverse, he feels very like separated from his members. And I don't know if that's because he's in the military or if that's because he received a lot of judgment. Again, that's what I saw. I don't know what you guys saw. He feels like he may feel a little bit like inadequate, like he can't like measure up to his members, which is unfortunate to see. This is alleged. I could be totally wrong. But he wishes his debut was a little bit more successful, I think, or his solo debut was a little bit more successful. But I also feel like he didn't really have much time and he only had one song. He didn't do like an album. I think he's being too hard on himself, allegedly. Overall, we have the Four of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. Yeah, he's very hard on himself. This is holding on to something too tightly. Ace of Cups is, if he's proud of the work that he put out, then that's what matters. Like, if he wanted to do this, that's what matters. If people didn't like it, people didn't like it. You know, like, it is what it is. But I feel like he wishes he could have done more. I do feel like the gossip is kind of hitting him a little bit hard. I think it's, I'm not saying going to the military is a vacation, but I think this will be a good moment for him to kind of like sit back and ask himself what he wants to do when he comes back solo wise. So yeah, not much coming from Jungwoo for some reason. Maybe because he's in the military, so. Yeah, moves in silence. Lots of reflection coming from Jungwoo. Yeah, he's like, he's kind of over. He's like done with the gossip. He's done. Yeah, he doesn't want anything to. I get this feeling from 127 that there was a lot of things that have been going on behind the scenes that like we're just like not aware of. I'm not saying that that's necessarily good or bad, but it does feel a little bit chaotic. I don't know. I hope they're all doing okay. I hope they're all doing okay. Okay, not getting much from him. To me, he feels like my advice for him is to just sleep and eat really well. And then take the next year and a half and think about what he wants to do when he comes back. Not getting much from him. I'm surprised by that. He's a Pisces, so I don't know. Maybe he's just chilling. So he needs to stop judging himself so harshly. It's okay. Jaehyun. I'm really not getting much from Jungwoo. It's just odd. All that. Look at all that Aquarius energy. We're tapped in. Uh-oh. Not the legal problems. Oh no. Jan, what do you do? Okay. Or who did what to you? Who hurt you? Okay. Did someone lie to you? Death and justice. Okay, Jan's in the military right now. He doesn't come back, I think, until the spring. Maybe the justice has to do with his military service. Oh, Six of Wands is my military card, so I don't know. This is communication. Sometimes the Knight of Swords can be impulsive too. Like he kind of just like runs in and like throws a newspaper at you and is like, read it, and then like leaves. The Death card is transformation, something needing to die off so something better can grow. We have the King of Swords here. This is him, the Star and the King of Swords. He's really having to tap into his Aquarius energy right now. Like something is, like he's having to really sit down and like zoom out and see things from a very big perspective. He's trying really hard not to get emotional about something. I feel like someone did him dirty. If this hasn't happened yet, I would tell him, like if he was sitting in front of me, I would be like, someone's getting ready to like fuck you over legally. So the overall energy is justice and the Eight of Swords. This is anxiety. And then this is like legal stuff. It could also be that he's just antsy to get out of the military, but I don't know. He looks like he's having a good time. Like he's kind of just like running around singing with the military band. So I don't know. I don't know his everyday. Maybe people are being really disrespectful towards him in the military. I don't know. Here's the thing though, like he's an Aquarius, like you can't really get much past an Aquarius. Like they can kind of smell I'm saying this as an Aquarius, I'm sorry. They can kind of smell bullshit from a mile away. But I think some bullshit kind of got past him, or it will. There's a risk of that happening. Scorpio, Libra, that is a timeline. That is the fall. So that's either, it's either something either happened like a couple months ago, or there's something about the fall of 2026 for him that he needs to be wary of. And this energy kind of leads into Aquarius season. So again, it could be right now that he's having to deal with this, or it's going to happen a year from now. So, okay. I would tell him, like, his advice is to like keep a level head. Tap into that aqua energy. I believe I saw someone do an astrology reading on him too. I think he has an Aquarius stellium. So tap into all that aqua energy, my guy. Same shit to me. Bad reputation, same shit, different day. Oh, this is a lot. Impersonator, forcer, copycat. What? Love charm. What's top of the deck? Wasting time. This is copyright issues. Okay, I would tell him to be careful when he comes back and he's like doing music. Whoever he's working with, there's some sort of like, yeah, bad reputation. There's some sort of copyright legal issue here. He needs to be careful who he works on his next like solo album or something. I don't know if this has to do with his solo album. I'm guessing it's going to be his solo stuff that this is a problem. He needs to be careful who he works with or who he's like paired up with, because I feel like someone is stealing music, and if he is the face of that, he is the one who's going to be criticized for that. So even if it's not necessarily his, it could be his fault. Maybe he's stealing music from people. I don't know. We'll find out. But like, he needs to be careful who he works with, because I feel like people are like stealing music, and he might be the face of that. This feels like now that I have all of these, this feels like a future thing. Okay, so if he was sitting in front of me, I would tell him to be careful about who he works with. I feel like someone's stealing music and they're trying to pass it off to him and like take writing credits. So be careful about that. Okay. Aquarius. And same shit, different day is interesting because it's like, I feel like he's experienced something like this before, maybe. Or maybe he's had to tell someone no before because he was suspicious of it. It's just interesting. Okay. Doyoung. His birthday's the day after mine. Yeah. Another Aquarius. Doyoung is in the military. Where am I at? I'm gonna have to pause it soon. I'll probably pause it after this. Okay, not you getting the same aqua combo. Oh, and more Aquarius energy. Okay. The Aquarians have showed up today. Makes me wonder what's gonna come out for Johnny. Okay. He's still, this is so Aquarian to me. Like, I'm bored. Doyoung's funny because I feel like when you think of an Aquarius, you think of someone who's like super cold. But then like when you see Doyoung, it's like you see, I think like people always compare him to like a bunny or something. And it's like not what you would think when you think of Aquarius. Like you would think of someone kind of like more reserved and like awkward and like alien like, and not like soft. I mean, He's very like soft and like hee hee hee, which is like not very Aquarian. So I don't know what the rest of his chart looks like, but this is very Aquarian to me. So that's kind of funny. It makes me wonder like what he's like behind the scenes, right? Like we don't know any of these people. Like we don't know. I don't know these guys. I don't know them personally. I know what's been marketed to me, so I don't know. So 2 of Cups and the 4 of Cups. Bored. It's like whatever he's involved in, bored. This could also be the military. Like he's already bored as fuck. 2 of Cups, that's like getting into like a relationship or a contract with someone. So it could be like the military. 4 of Cups, boredom, discontent. This is so funny. This combo is coming out for him too. King of Swords and the Star. I feel like he has a countdown on his phone of like when his service is over. And he looks at it every day. He's like, okay, 480 days until I come back. The Fool in the reverse, more Aquarius energy. The Emperor in the reverse. This is not the kind of authority that he like enjoys. I feel like I kind of see him being like, I can handle like the shitty K-pop industry, but like being in the military, he's like, I hate this. I hate it. I don't even know what he's doing. I don't, does anybody know what he's doing? Let me know. I don't know what Jungwoo's doing either. I'm sorry. I don't know what I don't know. I just know that they're in the military. This is like not wanting to take any risks. This is like losing control. He feels like he doesn't really have a grip, like he doesn't really know what he's doing. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like this energy for him because I feel like he's used to having everything planned out. For him, like he's used to people just kind of like giving him a schedule and just being like, okay, you're gonna go do this, you're gonna do that, and you're gonna be here 3 months from now. But with the military, it's kind of like you have the day-to-day, you kind of know what you're doing, but there's a lot more freedom. All this Aquarius energy to me says that there's a lot more freedom, or there's a lot more free time. Obviously being in the military is not necessarily a vacation. Like I know that he probably has to go work out a bunch and like stuff like that. But there's like a casualness, and it's almost a little bit too quiet for him. So I think I kind of like this for him because I think he's gonna learn to be a lot more present, which is a shadow of the 4 of Cups. Like you need to learn how to be more present and appreciate what's in front of you. So yeah, I think, you know, Doyoung, he works really, really hard, and he is, I think he carries a lot of weight in 127, and he carries a lot of weight in NCT in general, just because he is like one of the main vocalists. And so I think he's kind of used to being, I remember seeing, there was a variety show that he did. What is it called when they like hang out with them at home? I can't remember what it's called. But I remember there was like this clip, this was a long time ago, so I'm sorry if I'm like remembering some of this incorrectly, but there was a clip of him like taking all these like supplements. And I was like, he's taking so many supplements. And he commented on it. He said, you know, like something along the lines of like being one of the main vocalists, like he has to make sure that like he's taking care of himself and that he stays healthy. And I'm sure all of them feel that pressure to some extent, but I would imagine that it's a lot more pressure for someone like Doyoung who has a voice like that. And I think he's kind of used to being in that like, I have to be 10 steps ahead to make sure that everything goes smoothly. And this is an opportunity for him to like not have to be 10 steps ahead. So I kind of like that energy for him. I think right now he's like but I think he deserves this break. You know, they all deserve a break. They all deserve a nice little vacation. Fishing for comments. Spiritual hater, that's that that energy. Yeah. Okay, the thing about Aquarians is that you learn, at some point you have to learn how to zoom out and see things from a bigger perspective. And I think that that's a huge lesson for him right now. Fishing for comments, spiritual hater. It's like he's trying to keep up with fishing for comments. I'm kind of seeing like internet, being in the comments, like trying to keep up with like news and stuff like that. But it's like you don't have to do this right now. You can kind of take a little bit of a break. You don't have to be so plugged in. So shine. He's used to being center of attention. Yeah, I like this energy for him. I like it. It's okay. He's gonna be okay. It's very sweet. I think it's very sweet. So anyway, okay, I'm gonna pause this real quick and then I will be right back because you guys know everything's a little bit odd. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, everyone, we're back. We're gonna do Yuta, Taeyong, and Johnny. We're gonna do the 9 to 5 line. Okay, I'm like looking at the list to make sure I didn't skip over anyone. Okay. Yuta, my man, my mom got me one of his albums for Christmas. Super happy about it. I'm gonna put it on my iPod later. Yes, I have an iPod. It's one of my greatest possessions. Okay. Mr. Yuta. Okay, you got 3 of Cups reversed too. Okay, you got, okay, similar energy to Jungwoo. Not saying they're going through the same thing, but you know, they're all like this. They're all intertwined. Moon reverse, 3 of Cups reverse. Okay. The thing with Scorpios, I feel really bad for them because like they go through some of the darkest shit, and the thing about Scorpios is that they can handle it. They can handle that dark shit, but that doesn't mean I want them to. Like, just because you can handle it doesn't mean I want to see you do that, you know? This is like someone is lying to him real fucking bad. Real bad. He feels very isolated from his members, or he views himself as isolated or very different. Which I think that if you're an NCT 127 fan or NCT fan in general, I think you'd be like, yeah, that kind of checks out. Yuta is not, in my opinion, and I think this is the opinion of many and citizens, he's not really properly promoted. Like, his solo stuff is not given the same amount of attention as other members. And is that because he's not Korean? It's part of it. This is secrets being revealed, shadows coming up to the surface. Again, he's a Scorpio. He's a shadowy guy. He can handle this kind of stuff. That doesn't make it any easier. Doesn't make it right. The 3 of Cups reverse is gossip and obstacles and people getting in your way. And the Ace of Swords in the reverse is lying. 2 of Wands reverse is not being able to make any new plans. I'm very confused as to why they don't want him to be bigger than he is. I don't really get it. I feel like Yuta deserves like his own reading. Overall, we have the Sun reverse and the 3 of Pentacles reverse. Delayed happiness, and again, I feel isolation from his members. And it's not like he feels like his members hate him. I'm not really picking up on that. If that's true, I'm not picking up on it. It's like this, oh, that's why it's similar energy to Jungwoo. Okay, so you know, Jungwoo was like, he feels kind of like inadequate, like maybe his solo stuff wasn't as good as everybody else's, like he put a lot of pressure on himself. It's the same vibe for Yuta. Like maybe he's like not as good. He's like, oh, am I just like not as good as everyone else? For both of them, it's just not true. It just makes me sad. He feels like he can't really like go anywhere or expand. Which is interesting because he's having an album come out. Like he has more solo stuff happening, so he wishes he could do, I think he could do more. Like if he were sitting in front of me and if he asked me like, do you think I could do more? I would say, yeah, I think you can. I think someone's getting in your way. It's unfortunate. It is. Yeah. Not really. I didn't get much from Jungwoo. Not really getting much from Yuta either. It's the same vibe, just like in a different font. I feel bad for him. Like, I love Yuta's music so much, dude. Like, Yuta's music is very reminiscent of like my middle school days. Not that his music isn't mature, but I'm talking about like My Chemical Romance and I don't know, just like not Metro Station exactly, but you know that vibe, you know, like obviously you can probably tell by what I'm wearing, and I was also born in 95, so we're the same age. I was in middle school between the years of, I think, 2005 and 2009, so like the 2005 2006 year, 2006 2007 2008 2009, so very reminiscent of like that time. And that's why like his music is very like nostalgic for me, and it's also it's like nostalgia, but also like we're the same age, so I know what he's talking about. So I get the nostalgia, but I also get the maturity with it. It's like, you know, obviously when I'm 12, I can't really relate to like what My Chemical Romance is saying. So it's, I don't know. I love his music a lot. Okay, he got Love Triangle too. Why is everyone getting Love Triangle? Who is the love triangle? Who is getting in the way of 127? Okay. Lots of third party energy here. A lot. Dirt digging. Snooping for secrets. That's the moon in the reverse. Trying to expose you to. Okay. Bad habits, divination, abuser. This card comes out when someone's trying to fuck with somebody's free will. So there is someone who does not want to see you to thrive. I don't know who it is. I think it deserves its own reading. I think it needs its own energy and space and time for me to like zone in on it. Bad habits. It's something that he's experienced before time and time again. He knows this energy. It's a habit. It's habitual. I'm not gonna, this is like a drug card. I'm not gonna sit here and call him a drug addict. I don't know. We're not gonna do that today. Repeating mistakes. So this is something that he's experienced before. Yeah. I think the advice for him is to do what he can until he can fucking leave. I think we've all been kind of speculating that if anyone's gonna leave after their contract's up, Yuta is one of those people. So I hope that he can, if he wants to, that is. If he wants to leave, I hope that he can. Keep doing your solo stuff, do what you can, and then when you're free, take off for the hills. You know? That's my advice to him. Leo and Pisces here. Oh, I felt some tears. This is something he's been emotional over, I think. Okay. Yuta, my love. Okay. TY just came back. I swear to God, that man got discharged from the military, and then the next day was in the practice room. The next day making content. Sir, go sit down. He said, I'm clocking in. I'm clocking in. How's TY doing? Oh, he's ready. Two of Wands, he's ready. I love his energy. He's so, is he a Cancer? I think he's a Cancer. He's so, I really, really like and respect his leadership qualities. I feel like he's just like a ball of energy, and he feels very structured to me. The Cancer energy, I'm pretty sure he's a Cancer. Let me confirm. Pretty sure he is. Yeah, he's a Cancer. That's not Gemini, is it? No, that's Cancer. Anyways. Like July 1st, is that a... but that Cancer energy is very motherly, so it makes sense to me as to why he would be like a good leader. I don't know, Leos are seen, I feel like when you think of leaders, you think of Leos, but Cancers are underrated. I think they're the underrated leader. I think he does a really good job at it. From what I've seen, you know, he could be like the worst leader ever, and I have no idea. Maybe the members can tell me someday. Okay. Two of Wands, travel. He's ready to go. He's like, what's next? What's next? What projects are we working on next? This is making new plans, running around all over the place. It's very him. We have the Magician reverse, the Page of Cups reverse, the Two of Pentacles reverse. Now, I will say, he's excited to get back out there. He's excited to start working on stuff. There's also a reason as to why this is all happening. Magician reverse is manipulation, trying to create some sort of facade. It's like smoke and mirrors kind of vibes. I'm not saying that he is a hot mess in and of itself, like himself. I'm not saying he's involved in like criminal activity and he's trying to like cover that up. Page of Cups reverse is a creative block of some sort, and the Two of Pentacles reverse is something being out of balance. I think there's a storm coming for the K-pop industry in general. And this to me feels like restoring the faith in, I don't know if it's like K-pop in general, or I think he's trying to do it for his group. I think he bears a lot of responsibility as well. Like his group is, NCT has a lot of, they have a lot of scandals. Like I said, if you live in NCT, we're all firefighters. We're always putting out fires. So I think he bears a lot of responsibility, and he feels like he has to bring balance back to his group. He wants to restore faith in NCT. He wants NCT to be like this strong, united front. And so I think he's kind of like, he feels like he has to pioneer that. And I think that's why he's so excited to get back out there. A lot of stuff happened while he was gone. And like the running joke was like, when Taeyong gets back, when Taeyong gets back and it's like putting all the members in timeout and stuff. So yeah, I think he's trying to kind of clean things up himself. He feels like he has to do this himself. Right away, I would tell him the responsibility doesn't have to fall all on you. Lean on your members, lean on the people who, you know, lean on the staff members who you genuinely trust and stuff, and like let people help you. You don't have to do this all by yourself. Overall, we have the Eight of Swords reversed and the Ace of Swords. So this is anxiety, trying to relieve anxiety. So again, trying to like restore faith. And the Ace of Swords is truth and honesty. So I think he wants to lead NCT into an era that like establishes a very honest and memorable legacy. That's a lot of energy to kind of like carry on your shoulders, but I also feel like that's very TY. It's very him. I can see him kind of like putting pressure on himself to carry that and like establish that all by himself. It's very admirable, I'll say that. It is. It's very, very admirable, but like my advice for him is that he doesn't have to do it all by himself. Yeah. He reads the comments. He does. Yeah, he keeps up. He feels like a mom to me. A love triangle. Yeah, he's really tired of NCT being like the center of headlines. He's like real sick of it. He's tired of it. But I also get this energy from him that he's like, we don't deserve this. Like, obviously the members who are like being pieces of shit, so like Taeyong, for example, like, yeah, that deserves to be like publicly shamed, obviously. But you know, the random scandals of like people vaping and like he's over it. He's just really tired of like, I think he's tired of NCT being misunderstood as well. So I don't know exactly, maybe it has to do with some of the things that we've talked about here, but I think he also feels like there's a misunderstanding of NCT. So be interesting. Yeah, the Netflix stock in, you know, 15-20 years is gonna go crazy. So there's probably a lot of things that like the general public assumes about NCT that he knows for a fact is not true, and he would like to clear that up, and maybe he can't. I keep seeing tails, so I think that weighs heavily on him too. Like, even though he didn't do it, he feels like he bears the responsibility for that too. Again, the tail situation, it is the elephant in the room. It really is. I keep getting that for them. And again, I'm not saying that they don't talk about it or that they haven't talked about it. They haven't gone to therapy with each other over it. Like, I don't know. But it just feels like it's still there. It's still heavy, which, yeah. Yeah. But, I don't know. He feels like he has to fix it all. I would tell him, if he was sitting in front of me, you don't have to fix it all. You can have help. Gemini energy there. Okay. Time for my bias, Johnny. My man, my man, my man. I'm sure if he saw this, he'd be like, okay, weirdo. Okay, what's going on with Johnson? Oh. Look at all that Leo. Keep that sideways. Leo, 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 Leo. Something's happening for him. End of summer 2026. Something starts for him in the summer and then kind of takes off in the fall. What's he doing? He to me seems like a very, I know he's like the funny guy, and he is, he's very funny, he's goofy, but he's also he's very mysterious to me. There's a quiet, he's very polite. I think like maybe that's what it is. He's very polite. At least on the outside. I don't know what he's like behind the scenes. I would love to know. Man is okay. The Hermit and the Strength in the reverse. Am I getting exhausted, or am I getting like emotionally tired? He feels very disconnected from like himself, which is kind of like a shadow of Aquarius. Sometimes we can intellectualize everything a little bit too much and become disconnected from what's going on in here. Because the King of Cups coming out as a challenge is like he's having a hard time connecting, allegedly, to like hear how he's feeling. I'm not saying he's like super, super cold and he hates everybody, but there's like a feeling that he's kind of like, I don't really want to look at that. Bless you. Did you guys hear that? Guy sneezing in the hallway? Anyway. The sun is happiness, so okay. I'm kind of being brought to like Aquarian energy a lot in this reading. For me as an Aquarius, I have an Aquarius stellium. I'm an Aquarius sun and moon. So I feel like I have a very unique perspective. I have a really hard time being happy in the present moment. Yesterday, I was recognized in public for the first time for like what I do on social media. And I was just kind of like I've been kind of like waiting for that day. And it happened, and I just was kind of like, okay, what's next? And I have a really hard time celebrating small wins because I'm like, okay, now that happened, now what? And that's something that I feel like I'll always have to work on. I'm kind of getting that vibe here. Like he doesn't really know how to be happy in the moment. But again, I feel like that's kind of a problem of Aquarius. It has a lot to do too with like Saturn constantly like having its foot on your neck. Saturn is always kind of like side-eyeing you to make sure that you're doing the right thing. And sometimes Aquarians get very caught up in like, oh God, am I doing the right thing? I see happiness in his future. I just think that he's having a hard time getting there emotionally. So he feels very tired. He feels very introspective right now, but I also feel like he's kind of an introspective guy. Overall, we have the High Priestess reverse. He feels at the moment very disconnected from himself. And then the Two of Cups reverse is like, it's like breakup energy. So again, there's like this disconnect here from here. I feel like he's trying all these different things in his career, and he's trying to find the one thing that really lights him up. So I think that it's a good thing that he's trying out a bunch of, it's good for me too, because I'm having the time of my life right now with all this Johnny content. I got my mom into watching The Rising Eagles, so we've been watching all of that stuff. And 'cause I grew up playing basketball, and my mom grew up playing basketball, so I've been like casting that onto the TV from YouTube, casting YouTube on the TV. I've been having like the time of my life watching that, and then I've been watching his YouTube channel, his new YouTube channel, where he like goes and gives like unsolicited advice to people. And then he has all of his sponsorships. He has like a million different sponsorships, you know, most notably being like the Acne Studios. So I'm loving all of this stuff that he's trying, just as someone who like pays attention to him and watches his content. But I think it's good. I think it's good that he's trying all this stuff. He's trying to figure out what he likes the most. And I'm happy that he has the freedom to do that, or that like his company is allowing him to do that. Again, I feel like he hasn't found that one thing that like really, really lights him up. And I think it's just because, or not just because, right? Like I don't know him personally, but I think part of it is because he has that Aquarian element to him where he has a hard time being present. We saw that with Doyoung's reading too. And we kind of saw it a little bit with Jaehyun. So like it shows up. It's very Aquarian. The thing, I would tell him, like, if he cared about the astrology of it all and he was sitting in front of me, I would tell him that, like, this is a problem for Aquarians. And a lot of times we're thinking big picture. We're thinking about community. Aquarius is all about community and friendship and and like serving the masses. And so remembering that it's okay to have like your own little moment and space in the masses is okay too. And it's actually better that you do, because if your cup is full, then you can better serve everybody else. So I just don't think he's found what he wants to fill his cup up with for sure right now. But I don't know. I think he's enjoying trying out all these different things. It's just, he's like, okay, I'm ready for the one thing that I can like really sink my teeth into. So that's the vibe I get from him. He's ready. You know, he's in his 30s. He's like, I'm ready to like find my thing, you know, understandable. But also a thing with Aquarians is that like a lot of times our lives don't take off until after our Saturn returns. So that's ending in February. So car drama, one thing after another. Yeah. That happens. Travel. Caught a case. This is the shame card. Okay. He wants to be like, it's so crazy because it's like there's that inadequacy energy coming from Jungwoo and Yuta, and I'm like, no. But it's kind of coming from him too. Like, I don't know like who is telling these guys that they're like not good enough, but I like want to like punch them in the fucking face. So I don't know if that's like people that are, you know, managing them, or if that's just like the general public and they feel pressure from like the general public to be like robots. But this is him running around everywhere trying to establish himself as like someone who deserves to be respected, and I think it's making him become this close to like falling into like a bad mental health spiral almost, because we're getting a lot of emotions here. So if he were sitting in front of me, I would tell him like, stay off your phone. stay off your phone if you can. I think that's really hard for idols because I think that they're just more isolated than the rest of us. But keep trying all the things that you want to try and stay off your phone. Don't read the comments. I would tell him to take like a social media break for like a month if he can. Stay out of the comments. Don't watch what people are saying about you, because it's gonna kind of steer you towards like if someone was in the comments and said, oh, I kind of like Johnny's YouTube video more than I like his basketball stuff, that might make him be like, well, maybe I should do the YouTube stuff more. But it's like, what if he likes the basketball stuff more? And that's just an example, but like he needs to kind of clear out all the noise so that he can figure out what it is he really wants to do. So, okay, lots of Leo for him. We have Virgo, Taurus coming out. Okay, that's the 127 check-in. That was a long one. There's a lot of members in this group, but that is what I have for you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. Sorry for the weird pause in the middle, or the weird cut in the middle. I don't know what's gonna look like yet because I haven't edited yet, but go check out the rest of the NCT readings. I did an NCT week a little bit ago where I checked in with each unit and then NCT as a whole, so maybe that will interest you guys. I also have New Year's readings up for each of the zodiac signs, and I have private readings available down below in the description. If you have any requests for any groups you want me to read on, you can leave that down below in the comments, or if you're not comfortable commenting publicly, I do have a link in the description to a Google form where you can submit your anonymous request there. So yeah, love you guys so much. I love 127 and NCT. Let's continue to put out fires. Okay, love you guys. Bye.